Good evening, everyone. This is Tammy Lee with the Sacred Soul Soiree, Day 8, bonus session. Been a change of events today. And so the topic of tonight is actually changing too. But before we get into that, I want to make sure that you all can see me. For some reason, there's a glitch with going Facebook Lives. So I'm coming in through another program. So in order for me to see you in your comments, I need you, well, I guess I can go over, I'm going to be bouncing back and forth, the better word, flowing back and forth from where I'm going live is StreamYard.com. You'll see it right above, if you look right above the video, it says StreamYard.com // Facebook. I want you to go ahead and, if you will, click on that, and then I can see your comments over in where I'm actually coming live from in that program. So, hi, Sina. Hi, Carol. So as we wait for people to get online with us, how are you all doing with your homework, with your, oh, there was a different word I used earlier today, because it's like homework has a connotation that it's bad because it's affiliated with school. So how about your guide work? How are you doing with your guide work? With all the workbooks, the worksheets. I know, thank you again. Just want to publicly say this. Thank you again to Carol for reaching out to Sina, who had some questions. Because yesterday I was fully engrossed. I was fully present with my family yesterday as we celebrated. We celebrated big time. I have a daughter, Crystal, who just graduated, put in her last paper for her master's degree. Yay! Shout out for Crystal Shoemaker. We're celebrating my son, who turned 40 today, but we celebrated him yesterday for his 40th birthday. Yeah, 40 years ago, I was 17, had a baby, senior in high school, had just gotten married. Because you know what? That's the way it was back then. I mean, I'm not saying I still would have done it, but Tim and I got married because I was pregnant. Yeah, we got married earlier than expected. But you know, there was another stipulation back then. I don't even know if you kids, yeah, if all you kids. But my dad was and he did not know this growing up. My grandmother was single when she had my dad. And there was a shadow that came along with that for children, calling them a bastard child. So that's something I never wanted for my child. So I got married when I was a senior. I was pregnant when I was a senior, had my baby right before, had Joey on Mother's Day, 1980, May 11th then. Hi, Diana. So glad you joined us. So tonight, like I said, there's been a change of events, which is, you know, it's fantastic because it's a great, not fantastic, but it is a great pivot point of where we can go with the flow, because I was supposed to have an interview tonight. I was going to bring a special woman on, but she spoke her truth with me. She was, Tammy, I'm burnt out. I can't. She worked all day, all weekend, because she is the manager, brand new manager. So this is her first Mother's Day weekend. And she spent, man. She spent. So I said, don't worry about it, Danielle. It's okay. And I'm like so honored that she spoke her truth with me. Like, because that's one of the things we talk about, right, ladies? Speaking our truth with each other. Something we're going to continue to practice in the Emerald Compass Sacred Sisterhood. Because this is really new for some people. Really new, speaking your truth. I remember when I started speaking my truth, it's like, I was shaky and I was nervous. And it's like, but I cannot not speak it anymore. Have you ever gotten to that point that you almost feel like a fraud if you're not speaking your truth? You feel out of sync. Like you feel like there's this inside of you because you want to speak your truth, but you're almost afraid to, especially in new relationships, because you're just not sure how that other person is going to take you. Like, you love each other. I'm thinking of a girlfriend right now, and we were getting along great. And it's like, oh, but I got to speak my truth about something. I actually called some bullshit on some stuff. And you just don't know how that other person's going to react to you. Yeah, it can be scary. So that's one of the things we're going to practice with each other. I remember speaking my truth in a group, a mentoring group. And I got kicked out of it. I didn't know then what I know now. It's one of the best things that ever happened. It was just, yeah, it just still cracks me up because it wasn't even by the leader of the group. She had somebody else do it. Whatever. Oh, yeah, you get that whatever. So, which is, okay, so this mama, Danielle, she's also a client of mine, and I was going to bring her on and just have her share with you all the different changes that she's been having since she's been working with me and the different things that she's doing now. Like, she's like, oh my gosh, she feels like she's alive again in certain ways because she's taken this job and she loves working with flowers. And she might even be on here tonight, but being on live just wasn't in her capability. So just the fact that she recognized that 2 years ago, she wouldn't have. She would have just said, okay, I'll just do it. But that's where we're honoring birth tonight. We're honoring birth, but the birth, not just the birth of what comes through us, like physically, like babies, but the birth of ourselves. The birth of ourselves, ladies. Well, we are rebirthing anew. So everybody just take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Breathe that into your heart. And right now, just allow everything from the day to just like fall away from you. Just let it fall away. Doesn't that feel delicious? How we can just let it fall away. And just allow it to go and be anywhere but with us. If it doesn't support you, let it fall away. So before we go any further, I got some more gifts to give away. That's the exciting part. I love giving gifts. I just love giving gifts. So some of you that, okay. So Jan Ash, you have won. You've won, and I need your address. Sina Owens, you won again, and so has Deb Matthews. So you will receive an extra special gift along with your book in the packages I mailed to you. Sina, did you already win once this week? I honestly can't remember, but you did win So I can't remember if this is the first time you won or if this is the second time you won. Because I know I honestly, ladies, I don't remember who I mentioned that. I know I mentioned Deb and I mentioned Carrie, but there was somebody else that sent me an email. But right now, at the top of my head, I don't know who that was. So, Sina, nope, you didn't. Yay! Well, good. Okay, awesome. So, Jan Ash and Sina and Deb Matthews, you all won. And I know this is Deb's second time she's won. But hey, you know what? She's been doing the work. She's been posting in the group. She's been just living. How do I say this? She's been livening things up. Yeah, that's livening things up. So thank you, Deb, for that. Missing you tonight. I know she's not on, but make sure, ladies, make sure that you send me your email, your addresses, and actually I'll be seeing you tomorrow, Sina. So, yeah, I might bring a few different things for you. Let you choose, because I know you already have my book. So, and since you live local, I can do that. And we'll go from there. Yay. Whoop, whoop. See, when you do the work and you really participate, that was part of the criteria, ladies. So, and it's still not too late. We still got more days to go until tomorrow night, which tomorrow night is Q&A and a recap, and to bring your stories of what I asked you to write about the woman that you look up to, that you aspire to be, that you are in awe of, that you may honor and really respect, even if it's a vision. But she's there and for a reason. And we'll go more into that tomorrow night. So what have you, over this last week, what have you given birth to? Have you thought about that? What is anew for you? What have you given birth to this week? Has there been an awareness or a new commitment? I know there are some of you that made a new commitment. Some of you said yes to the Emerald Compass Sacred Sisterhood. And I'm honored. I am honored by your yes. I am honored by your yes. But not as much as to me as to yourself. So I really want you to just like be with that energy. I mean, in whether or not it's that, a lot of you said yes to just being here for 9 days. Even if it's one day on the Sacred Soul Soiree, saying yes to you, to being present. So I invite you, if you haven't seen all of the videos, if you haven't if you haven't downloaded the workbooks, or even if you have, and you haven't completed it all, go back to it. Do it. Listen again. I love you too, Joey. You can let him in. That's fine. It's cold. Yeah, it's really cold here today, ladies. I got my little fireplace furnace going. It's like I didn't think I would have done that again. Like, it's May 11th. It's supposed to be sunny and warm and sunshiny, but it's raining. It's drizzly. It's nice and soft, which is good because we just a few weeks ago, how do I say that? We turned 5 acres of our cultivation land. Those of you that don't know, we live on a farm in Kansas, back into natural grasses. So that got planted probably in the last 3 to 4 weeks. So this nice gentle rain is exactly what we need. And it's a reminder of what gentle rain can also help to nurture and nourish you. Gentle rains like saying yes to yourself, saying no You have the permission to say no to things that do not support you. How many times have you said yes when you really mean no? And then you have this energy that comes through and you're like, oh, why did I say yes to that? How many of you do that? How many of you actually say, I mean, I still catch myself. You know, one of the ways I catch myself is if I start getting angry about it. Like, I totally take full responsibility for that. Totally notice that. Like, it's not the other person's fault that I said yes. How many of you do that? Let me see a share of hands. Or hands. I guess I can't see you. Type a yes in the text chat. Oh my gosh, that's funny. It's like I could see you. Like you're so present with me right now. It feels like I can see you. Oh. So Carol says, I said yes and try and schedule me time. Yay. So let's see what else. Let's check over in the text chat. I know it's a little quiet tonight. So I don't know. How did you all how are you doing the day after the celebration of You Day, you mamas? I was a little tired today. You know, I'll admit it. So it's a little quiet tonight, hey? So first time. Cena says first time. First time about what, Cena? That was 6 minutes ago. So I don't remember. Sometimes I just keep going. Don't remember what I said. Hot lemon water does the body good. Especially after all the sugar I ate yesterday. I can see the puffiness. Okay, let's see. Here it comes. Yay. Oh, yes, to win. Oh, first time to win? Oh, first time to win. Okay, I got it. I guess I did ask you. Hi. Okay. Yes, tired and right back at you to the schedule today. So we're not going to stay on a full hour tonight because we all need that time to take care of ourselves. And it's a perfect opportunity. I mean, I think that's like Danielle Tim. She's the one that she just with her saying this and with her being so honest, it's like, oh, you know what? And tonight doesn't have to be that long. To me, that was a message from her to all of us to say, okay, it's time to take care of ourselves. So tonight we're not going to stay on for a full hour. We're going to, so this is what I encourage. If you scheduled an hour in your calendar to be on here tonight for an hour, I want you to take that extra time after we close up, and I want you to take that for yourself. Because I was thinking maybe 30 minutes tonight, ladies. So what can get in the way of doing that? What can get in the way? When we get off and you say, oh, I got 30 extra minutes. Well, I can go do this or I can go do that. Instead of like, oh, I have 30 minutes for me. Wow. Because it's already in my schedule. It's already in my calendar. I don't need to pick up the phone and call somebody. I don't need to go check something else out on Facebook. I can close things down. Even if you have to stay right where you're at because you got family outside the doorway, but you can take this extra 30 minutes for you. Extra 30 minutes for you to just like breathe, chill, meditate, visualize, imaginate, imaginate, imaginate. I love how new words come through me. Diana, oh, here we go. Was there a file tonight? Was there a file for tonight? No, this is a bonus session. This is where I was going to do an interview with Danielle Tim, and that's why I'm saying the things I'm saying tonight, Sina. Yeah, what is that? When your nose itches, somebody's talking about you. So I know they're saying all good things. So Diana says, I said my truth to a physician and it made me feel good. I went home and did not think I should have said something. Isn't that the truth? I remember when I stood up to a nun okay, Tara's 31. So this is 27, 28 years ago. Young mom. Tara's like 3, maybe 4, but I think she's more around 3. And this nun called me, and all my other kids were in school, and this nun called me and she asked me if I would teach religion. I'm like, no, I got a young girl at home. I got kids yet. And she kind of got persnickety with me. And she starts in this conversation that if I don't teach, they're going to have to shut down the religious ed program. And I don't know where that strength came from, girls, but I stood my ground and I told her, I put her in her place. I said, don't you dare even go there and blame me for shutting down religious ed because you don't have teachers. Don't you dare do that. And at the end of the conversation, which I was still holding my ground, I said, I will think about it, but don't you dare put that on me. And we hung up. And as soon as we hung up, I'm thinking, holy shit, I just talked back to a nun. If you ever think you're going to go to hell, which if you think there's a hell, which I don't think there's a hell, not anymore, but I did then. I'm like, holy shit, I just talked back to a nun. And you know what? I did teach religion. And you know what else? Sister Mary and I had such an amazing relationship. I loved that lady. I loved that lady. She had this, it's like she was taught that she had to be mean on the outside, or maybe she grew up that way. I don't know, because she did have a hard shell, but there was something that her and we clicked. We clicked. And I will always be grateful for that. And I will always be grateful because had she never been in my life, I would not have had that experience of standing up for myself and saying my truth. So Diana, I want to ask you, how long did that thought stay with you of when you thought, ooh, I shouldn't have said something? Did you turn it around? And did you eventually go, yes, darn right, I should say something. I know my health better than anybody else knows my health, right? Girl, you have full permission to stand up for yourself and because really, the physicians only know what they were taught unless they're doing extracurricular learning. I've seen that more with this shutdown. What would we call this? Where more physicians are coming online that more physicians are going online to share their truth about their perceptions of the untruths we are being told about this virus stuff. So Diana pipes in and, okay, but I still wanted to ask you, Diana, how long did you make yourself feel wrong about standing in your truth and speaking it? But she also says, Diana also says, I also think that it's that it's great that you are a good listener, Tammy. When your guest tonight said her truth, you listened. Yeah, and I felt into her energy too. She really needed to rest and take care of herself. Diana continues to say, we need more listeners as well as people that say their truth. You know, that verse, the truth will set you free, that is so right. I mean, that when you speak your truth, and it can be hard, tough, rough to speak your truth if you're not used to it. And like I said, that's one of the things we're going to be practicing in the Emerald Compass Sacred Sisterhood. So, what are you going to take the next 30 minutes and do for yourselves, women? Let me know. Type it in the text chat. Diana continues to say, I said to the doctor, no offense to him, but this is what I want. I did not feel wrong at all. I jumped on it right away. Oh, good for you. So Diana, what are you going to do for the next 30 minutes? Because we're going to come to a close here in a little bit. Carol and Sina, and any of you ladies on the replay that you like maybe scheduled out an hour to listen to this because they've been at least an hour, sometimes an hour and a half. Yes. Carol's going to sit and watch a Hallmark movie. She's going to veg out. And you deserve it. I think I'm going to turn the rest of the night into a date night. So Tim and I can sit and watch something too. Relax. Just relax. I think I might be giving them a back rub too. Surprise. So Sina, what are you going to do the rest of the night? Have a beer with James Bond. Oh, that's so funny. I love it. I love it. Oh. And this is where we just trust. We trust that whatever needs to be done, taken care of, completed. Sometimes we trust more than ourselves. That things will be taken care of. So we can take ourselves out of that equation and let our helpers, our entourage, our joy team, the sacred grandmothers, our spiritual helpers, to allow them, to ask them to work for us and with us, and allow them to do that as we go relax the rest of the night in celebration of us, taking care of us. I love you. I love you. I love you. I'm so, so thrilled that you ladies are on this journey with me. So tomorrow night, bring your stories. There's a great second part exercise with that. We'll also do some Q&A and see what's coming up next. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I love you. I love you. I love you. Good night, ladies.